August 2026 Astrology Forecast. Introduction. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Message from the Sky. Wherever you are in the world, thank you for being here today. Take a slow, deep breath. Allow yourself to settle into this moment. August 2026 is one of the most important astrological months of the year. It brings powerful turning points, fresh opportunities, and moments that can completely change how we see ourselves and our future. For most of the month, the sun travels through Leo, filling the sky with confidence, creativity, courage, and the desire to express who we truly are. But beneath Leo's bright energy, something even bigger is unfolding. Several long-term planetary cycles continue to reshape both our personal lives and the world around us. Some changes happen quietly, others arrive suddenly and change everything. This month isn't asking you to become someone new, it's inviting you to become more fully yourself. The bigger picture. The Sun and Jupiter are both in Leo for much of August, creating a powerful combination for growth, creativity, leadership, and self-expression. Jupiter expands everything it touches. In Leo, it reminds us that true confidence comes from authenticity, not from seeking approval. Mercury begins the month in Cancer before moving into Leo on August 9th. As it does, conversations become more open, creative, and expressive. Ideas you've been quietly developing may finally find their voice. On August 6th, Venus enters Libra, the sign it naturally rules. This is one of the most harmonious influences of the month. Relationships can become more balanced, communication more graceful, and beauty, creativity, and meaningful connections receive extra support. Rather than avoiding conflict, Venus in Libra encourages us to listen with respect and respond with understanding. On August 11th, Mars leaves Gemini and enters Cancer. This shifts our motivation. Instead of chasing one idea after another, we're guided by our emotions, our families, and the people who matter most. Mars in Cancer reminds us that real strength isn't always loud. Sometimes strength means protecting what you love. A time of deep transformation. Behind these everyday influences, the slower moving planets continue their much deeper work. Saturn remains retrograde in Aries. Neptune is also retrograde in Aries. And Pluto continues its retrograde journey through Aquarius. These planets shape the bigger chapters of our lives. Saturn teaches responsibility, patience, and maturity. Neptune helps us separate truth from illusion and reconnect with what genuinely inspires us. Pluto continues, transforming society, technology, communities, and the way power is shared. Together, they remind us that lasting change doesn't happen overnight. It happens one honest choice at a time. The Uranus effect. Another major influence throughout 2026 is Uranus in Gemini. Uranus represents innovation, awakening, and breakthrough. In Gemini, it transforms the way we think, communicate, learn, and exchange ideas. Many people may discover new passions, change careers, or completely rethink beliefs they've carried for years. This isn't about rejecting the past. It's about allowing curiosity to lead you toward new possibilities. The Leo Solar Eclipse. The most significant moment of the month arrives on August 12th, with the new moon and solar eclipse in Leo. Solar eclipses often open entirely new chapters. Think of this eclipse as planting a seed whose full potential will unfold over the months ahead. Because it takes place in Leo, it highlights confidence, creativity, leadership, identity, and the courage to be seen for who you truly are. You may begin asking yourself some powerful questions. Where have I been hiding my gifts? Where have I been living for other people's expectations instead of my own? What could change if I trusted myself a little more? Leo reminds us that everyone carries a unique light. Your purpose isn't to outshine anyone else. It's simply to let your own light shine without fear. For some, this eclipse may inspire a creative project. For others, it may bring changes in relationships, career, or personal identity. Whatever form it takes, authenticity matters far more than perfection. Mercury conjunct Jupiter. A few days later, Mercury joins Jupiter in Leo. This is a wonderful influence for learning, teaching, creative ideas, meaningful conversations, and exciting opportunities. Big ideas can grow quickly now. New opportunities may arrive through communication, education, or creative work. Dream boldly. But remember that the greatest success comes when optimism is supported by thoughtful action. Virgo season begins. On August 23rd, the Sun enters Virgo, followed soon after by Mercury. After Leo encourages us to dream, Virgo asks a simple question: how will you turn that dream into reality? Virgo reminds us that lasting success grows through daily habits, practical action, and consistent effort. Small steps taken every day often create the biggest transformations. The Pisces lunar eclipse. The month ends with another powerful event. On August 28th, we experience a full moon and lunar eclipse in Pisces. If the solar eclipse planted new beginnings, this lunar eclipse helps us release what has completed its purpose. Pisces is connected with compassion, intuition, imagination, and spiritual healing. Emotions may rise to the surface, not to overwhelm you, but to help you understand what your heart is ready to let go of. Some people may forgive, others may release an old dream. Many will simply realize they've outgrown an earlier version of themselves. Pisces reminds us that every ending also creates space for a new beginning. Closing. Taken together, August feels like a bridge between the past and the future. It asks us to balance confidence with humility, dreams with discipline, action with compassion, logic with intuition. Most of all, it reminds us that lasting growth is built through small moments of courage. One honest conversation, one difficult decision, one healthy boundary, one dream you finally allow yourself to believe in. As we explore each zodiac sign, remember that these are the collective energies of the month. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and trust your own intuition as you move through August. Now, let's discover what this remarkable month has in store for your zodiac sign. Aries. If your sun, moon, or rising sign is Aries, this message is for you. August invites you to slow down just enough to reconnect with your heart before rushing toward your next goal. As the first sign of the zodiac, you're naturally driven by action. You love new beginnings, fresh challenges, and the excitement of moving forward. But this month reminds you that real progress isn't measured by speed. It's measured by purpose. With Jupiter continuing its journey through Leo, your fellow fire sign, inspiration flows more easily than it has in quite some time. Your creativity grows stronger, and new opportunities may appear where you once saw limitations. Whether your passion is your career, a creative project, your family, or a dream you've quietly carried for years, August encourages you to believe in what you have to offer. You don't need to become someone else. You simply need to let more of your true self be seen. Career and purpose. Your professional life receives a powerful boost this month. The solar eclipse in Leo shines a light on your creativity, confidence, and natural leadership. A new opportunity may appear. A hidden talent may finally reveal itself, or you may simply find the confidence to pursue work that feels more meaningful. If you've been waiting for the perfect moment to share your ideas, this is your reminder. Don't wait for perfection. Start with progress. A few days later, Mercury joins Jupiter, bringing excellent energy for interviews, presentations, writing, teaching, creative work, and important conversations. People won't only hear your words, they'll notice the confidence behind them. Meanwhile, Saturn continues its retrograde journey through Aries, encouraging you to build your future on solid foundations. If something moves more slowly than expected, don't assume it's a setback. Sometimes delays give you the chance to create something even better. Relationships. Relationships become a major focus after Venus enters Libra. This beautiful influence encourages balance, honesty, and mutual understanding. If you're in a relationship, meaningful conversations can strengthen your connection. Instead of trying to solve every problem immediately, focus on listening with an open heart. Sometimes feeling understood is more healing than finding the perfect solution. If you're single, someone interesting may enter your life through friends, creative activities, or social gatherings. Instead of asking whether someone is exciting, ask yourself something more important. Do I feel calm, supported, and comfortable when I'm with this person? The strongest relationships are built on emotional security, not constant excitement. Personal growth. This month invites you to redefine confidence. Confidence doesn't mean having all the answers. It means trusting yourself enough to keep moving forward, even when the path isn't completely clear. The solar eclipse encourages you to stop hiding your gifts while waiting to become perfect. Your ideas matter. Your creativity matters. Your voice deserves to be heard. As Virgo season begins later in the month, your attention naturally shifts toward healthier routines and practical habits that support your long-term goals. Small daily actions will accomplish more than occasional bursts of effort. Health and well-being. Your energy begins to change after Mars enters Cancer. Instead of constantly pushing forward, you'll benefit from slowing down and paying closer attention to your emotional well-being. Home becomes a place where you can recharge. Simple routines can make a big difference. Cook nourishing meals. Spend time with the people you love. Get enough rest. Create moments of peace in your day. Sometimes the best way to regain your strength is simply to give yourself permission to slow down. Your body has been speaking to you. This month, take time to listen. Spiritual message. The lunar eclipse in Pisces at the end of August turns your attention inward. Old fears, limiting beliefs, or emotional burdens may gently rise to the surface. Not to overwhelm you, but to help you release them. You don't have to fight every battle. You don't need every answer right away. Sometimes healing begins the moment you stop resisting what you're feeling. Trust your intuition. Its guidance becomes much clearer when you create space to hear it. Lucky opportunities. This month brings positive energy for creative projects, leadership, communication, romance, meaningful partnerships, family connections, and turning a long-held passion into something real. Stay open to unexpected invitations. One conversation could open a door you never expected. A gentle reminder: avoid making decisions from pride or impatience. Not every opportunity needs an immediate answer. Take a moment to pause before reacting emotionally. And don't underestimate your natural talents simply because they come easily to you. Often, our greatest gifts are the ones we take for granted. Closing message. Aries, this month reminds you that courage isn't always loud. Sometimes courage is believing in yourself before anyone else does. Sometimes it's choosing peace instead of pressure, creating instead of comparing, listening instead of reacting. As August unfolds, trust your own path. Your light was never meant to look like anyone else's. Lead with confidence. Lead with kindness. And trust that every authentic step is bringing you closer to the life you're meant to live. Next, let's discover what August 2026 has in store for Taurus. Taurus, if your sun, moon, or rising sign is Taurus, this message is for you. August invites you to slow down, not because you're falling behind, but because something meaningful is growing beneath the surface. While life around you may feel busy or unpredictable, your soul is searching for something quieter, something lasting. This month isn't asking you to prove your worth through constant effort. Instead, it encourages you to build a life that feels peaceful, balanced, and deeply fulfilling. With Jupiter continuing its journey through Leo, your attention naturally turns toward home, family, and the emotional foundations that support your future. At the same time, Uranus in Gemini continues reshaping your relationship with money, values, and self-worth. Together, these energies ask one simple question: what truly makes you feel at home, not just where you live, but within yourself? Career and purpose. This month is less about rushing ahead and more about building a stronger foundation. The solar eclipse in Leo shines a light on your home life, emotional security, and long-term stability. For some, this could bring changes involving family, your living situation, or plans for the future. For others, it may simply reveal that success means very little if you don't feel at peace in your personal life. If work has been taking all your energy, August encourages you to create healthier boundaries. You don't have to change your career. Sometimes changing your priorities is enough. Later in the month, Mercury joins Jupiter, bringing valuable conversations about your future. A discussion with a manager, mentor, or a loved one could help you see new possibilities. Your reliability has always been one of your greatest strengths. This month reminds you that flexibility can be just as valuable. Relationships. Love feels gentle and supportive throughout August. When Venus, your ruling planet, enters Libra, Harmony flows more naturally into your relationships. Small acts of kindness become deeply meaningful. Simple conversations can bring unexpected healing. If you're in a relationship, focus on spending quality time together. Sometimes the strongest connections grow through everyday moments rather than grand gestures. If you're single, you may be drawn to someone who brings a sense of calm instead of constant excitement. Trust the relationships where you can simply be yourself. Real love should feel peaceful, not exhausting. Personal growth. One of your biggest lessons this month is learning that true security comes from within. As an earth sign, you naturally value stability, routine, and dependable relationships. These qualities are part of your strength. But August gently asks whether you've been holding on to something simply because it feels familiar. Growth doesn't usually require dramatic change. More often, it begins with one small decision, one healthier boundary, one new perspective, one quiet act of self-care. The lunar eclipse in Pisces near the end of the month brings clarity about your future, your friendships, and the dreams that still inspire you. Some goals may have served their purpose. Letting them go isn't failure. It's a sign that you've grown. Health and well-being. Your energy begins to shift after Mars enters Cancer. Instead of trying to do more, you'll benefit from doing things with greater intention. Your mind may become especially active, making moments of rest more important than ever. Nature becomes one of your greatest sources of healing this month. Take a walk through the forest, spend time by the sea, work in the garden, or simply enjoy a quiet cup of tea outside. These simple moments can restore your balance more than you realize. Listen to your body. It often knows what you need before your mind does. Spiritual message. The eclipses bring a quiet but powerful message. The solar eclipse encourages you to strengthen your roots. The lunar eclipse invites you to look toward the future with hope. Together, they remind you that you don't have to choose between stability and growth. You can honor where you've come from while still welcoming new possibilities. Like a tree, your roots give you strength, but they're also what allow you to keep growing. Trust your own timing. Everything doesn't have to happen all at once. Lucky opportunities. This month brings positive energy for home and family. Financial planning, creative projects, meaningful friendships, practical learning, and honest conversations that strengthen trust. Stay open to opportunities that develop slowly. The greatest blessings this month may arrive quietly. A gentle reminder. One of your greatest strengths is perseverance. But sometimes perseverance becomes resistance. Ask yourself honestly, am I protecting something that truly matters? Or am I simply afraid of change? Don't carry every responsibility on your own. Allow people who care about you to offer support. And when it comes to money, choose long-term security over emotional spending. Closing message. Taurus, August reminds you that real growth is often invisible at first. Like the roots of a great tree, the most important changes happen beneath the surface. Be patient with yourself. Trust the process. And keep building the life that brings you genuine peace. Step by step, day by day. By the end of this month, you may discover that the quiet changes you've been making are creating the strongest foundation you've ever had. Next, let's explore what August 2026 has in store for Gemini, where curiosity, communication, and exciting new possibilities take center stage. Gemini, if your sun, moon, or rising sign is Gemini, this message is for you. August feels like standing at the beginning of an exciting new chapter. Fresh ideas arrive. Unexpected conversations open new doors. New possibilities begin to appear. But this month isn't about doing more. It's about choosing what truly deserves your time and energy. As a Gemini, you're naturally curious. You love learning, exploring, and seeing life from different perspectives. This month reminds you that wisdom isn't measured by how much you know. It's measured by what you choose to do with that knowledge. With Uranus continuing its journey through your sign, you're still moving through one of the most transformative chapters of your life. Little by little, you're becoming more authentic, more confident, and more comfortable being exactly who you are. The biggest changes may no longer be happening around you. They're happening within you. Career and purpose. Your professional life receives a welcome boost this month. The solar eclipse in Leo lights up your communication, ideas, learning, and connections. One conversation could change your direction. One message could open an unexpected opportunity. A course, presentation, interview, or creative project may reveal talents you didn't fully recognize before. Never underestimate the power of one meaningful conversation. Mercury, your ruling planet, moves into Leo and joins Jupiter, making this an excellent time for writing, teaching, public speaking, content creation, business ideas, and sharing your knowledge with others. Your confidence grows naturally. People aren't just listening to your words, they're listening to your vision. At the same time, Saturn reminds you to focus your energy wisely. Not every exciting idea needs your attention. Choose depth over distraction. The opportunities that truly belong to you will keep finding their way back. Relationships become stronger through honest communication. Words have always been one of your greatest gifts. This month reminds you that listening is just as powerful. After Venus enters Libra, conversations flow more easily, misunderstandings begin to fade, and laughter becomes one of the best ways to reconnect. If you're in a relationship, enjoy the simple moments together. Not every conversation has to solve a problem. Sometimes love grows through shared stories, quiet evenings, and genuine connection. If you're single, someone may enter your life through an unexpected conversation or shared interest. Pay attention to how someone makes you feel after you've spent time together. Do you feel inspired, comfortable, understood? The strongest relationships often begin as authentic friendships. Personal growth. One of your biggest lessons this month is discovering your true voice. Being adaptable doesn't mean becoming whoever other people expect you to be. It means staying true to yourself while continuing to grow. The solar eclipse encourages you to express yourself with greater confidence. Share your ideas, speak your truth, trust your perspective. You may surprise yourself this month. Perhaps you'll finally say something you've been holding back. Perhaps you'll change your mind about something you once believed. Growth doesn't always come from finding new answers. Sometimes it begins with asking better questions. Health and well-being. After Mars leaves Gemini and enters Cancer, your pace naturally begins to slow. The urgency you've been feeling starts to soften. This is a good time to become more intentional with your time, your energy, and your daily habits. Your nervous system will benefit from quiet moments. Read a book before bed. Take a walk without your phone. Spend time with people who help your mind relax instead of racing. As a Gemini, you're often thinking about what's next. This month gently reminds you to enjoy where you are right now. The present moment holds more clarity than you realize. Spiritual message. The lunar eclipse in Pisces, near the end of August, shines a light on your beliefs, your future, and your personal growth. A long chapter may finally come to an end. A new opportunity could appear. Or you may simply realize that success means something different than it once did. You don't need to chase recognition to prove your worth. Your greatest success comes from living in alignment with your values. This eclipse reminds you that purpose isn't measured by how visible you are. It's measured by how authentically you live. Lucky opportunities. This month brings positive energy for communication, writing, teaching, learning, networking, travel, creative projects, and meeting people who inspire your next chapter. Stay open to unexpected conversations. One simple exchange could change far more than you expect. A gentle reminder. Your curiosity is one of your greatest strengths, but too many choices can become a distraction. You don't have to say yes to everything. Protect your attention. Choose your commitments carefully. And before responding emotionally, give yourself a moment to pause. The right words become even more powerful when they're spoken at the right time. Closing message. Gemini. Your greatest gift isn't simply your ability to learn. It's your willingness to keep evolving. Like the wind, your spirit was never meant to stand still. But even the wind has direction. This month encourages you to move with purpose instead of urgency. Trust your curiosity. Trust your voice. And trust that every conversation, every unexpected meeting, and every new idea is guiding you toward the next chapter of your journey. You don't need every answer before you begin. Just take the next step. The path will reveal itself as you move forward. Next, let's explore what August 2026 has in store for Cancer, where emotional wisdom, inner healing, and quiet strength begin to blossom. Cancer. If your sun, moon, or rising sign is Cancer, this message is for you. August arrives like the gentle turning of the tide. Some moments ask you to move forward. Others invite you to pause, reflect, and reconnect with yourself. This month asks you to do both. You may feel a growing desire to create more stability, not only financially, but emotionally as well. The lessons of recent months have changed you. Now it's time to put those lessons into practice. As one chapter quietly comes to an end, another begins. This new chapter isn't asking you to carry more. It's asking you to trust yourself more deeply, career and purpose. This month shines a light on your talents, your resources, and the value you bring to the world. The solar eclipse in Leo activates your relationship with abundance, self-worth, and the gifts you may have overlooked. For Cancer, this isn't only about money. It's about recognizing that your experience, your compassion, and your wisdom all have real value. An opportunity to increase your income, develop a new skill, or begin a meaningful project may appear. Or you may simply realize you've been underestimating what you have to offer. Ask yourself one important question. Does my work reflect my values? If the answer isn't completely clear, don't rush to change everything overnight. Start with one small step in the right direction. Later in the month, Mercury joins Jupiter, bringing positive energy for financial discussions, job opportunities, business ideas, and long-term planning. If you're applying for a position, asking for a promotion, or presenting an idea, speak with confidence. Quiet confidence often has more influence than trying to impress. Relationships. Relationships become a source of comfort and healing this month. As Venus enters Libra, harmony flows into your home and family life. You'll naturally want to spend more time with the people who help you feel safe, understood, and appreciated. If you're in a relationship, focus on the simple moments. Cooking together, sharing an evening walk, laughing over everyday life, listening without trying to solve every problem. These quiet rituals often create the deepest kind of love. If you're single, someone new may enter your life who feels surprisingly familiar. Not because you've met before, but because you can truly relax around them. Pay attention to how you feel in someone's presence. Peace is often one of the clearest signs of genuine compatibility. Personal growth. One of your greatest lessons this month is learning to trust your own intuition. As a Cancer, you've always been deeply intuitive. You often sense changes long before they become visible. Yet you sometimes question yourself simply because you can't explain your feelings logically. August reminds you that intuition is a form of wisdom. You don't need every answer before taking the next step. Sometimes your heart recognizes the right direction before your mind does. As Virgo season begins later in the month, your thoughts become clearer, your plans more organized, and your dreams easier to turn into reality. Health and well-being. One of the biggest shifts comes when Mars enters Cancer. Your energy begins to increase. You'll likely feel more motivated, more determined, and more ready to take action. At the same time, your emotions may become stronger. Mars in Cancer teaches that real strength isn't about fighting harder. It's about protecting what truly matters. Physical movement will help you stay balanced. Walking, swimming, yoga, gardening, anything that allows your emotions to move naturally through your body. Remember that your emotional and physical well-being are deeply connected. When one improves, the other often follows. Spiritual message. The lunar eclipse in Pisces speaks directly to your heart. As a fellow water sign, Pisces helps you reconnect with your intuition, your compassion, and your deeper purpose. You may feel drawn toward learning, travel, meditation, prayer, creative expression, or simply spending more quiet time alone. Old beliefs may gently fade away, not because someone changed your mind, but because you've grown beyond them. This eclipse reminds you that wisdom isn't something you collect, it's something you live. Every challenge you've faced has strengthened you. Nothing you've experienced has been wasted. Lucky opportunities. This month brings positive energy for finances, creative talents, family life, meaningful conversations, learning, spiritual growth, and trusting your intuition when important decisions arise. Sometimes the opportunity you've been waiting for won't arrive with excitement. It will arrive with certainty, a gentle reminder. Your caring heart is one of your greatest gifts. But caring for others should never mean forgetting yourself. Notice where you're giving more than you can comfortably offer. Healthy love always includes healthy boundaries. When emotions run high, pause before making important financial or personal decisions. Give yourself time. Clarity often arrives once your heart becomes still. Closing message. Cancer, your sensitivity has never been a weakness. It's one of your greatest strengths. Like the ocean, your power isn't only found in the waves everyone can see. It's found in the quiet depths beneath the surface. This month invites you to trust those depths. Believe in your value, protect your peace, and move forward with quiet confidence. Not every transformation begins with a dramatic breakthrough. Sometimes it begins with one peaceful decision, one honest conversation, or one moment when you finally realize everything you've been searching for has been growing within you all along. Next, let's explore what August 2026 has in store for Leo, where one of the most powerful and life-changing chapters of the year begins. Leo, if your sun, moon, or rising sign is Leo, this message is for you. August is your season, not simply because the sun is shining in your sign, but because life is inviting you to reconnect with who you truly are beneath every role, expectation, and responsibility. If the past year has brought moments of uncertainty, this month feels like the first rays of sunlight after a long stretch of cloudy skies. Not every answer appears overnight, but hope begins to return. This isn't about becoming someone extraordinary. It's about remembering that you've always been enough. Career and purpose. August could become one of the most important turning points of your year. The solar eclipse in Leo opens the door to an exciting new beginning. Because this eclipse takes place in your own sign, its message is deeply personal. It's time to step into the next version of yourself. You may feel inspired to launch a business, apply for a new position, accept greater responsibility, begin a creative project, or simply show the world your talents with greater confidence. The details will be different for every Leo, but the message is the same. Be yourself, not the version trying to meet everyone else's expectations. The version that feels alive when you're creating, leading, encouraging, and sharing what truly matters to you. Jupiter continues its journey through Leo, expanding your confidence, your vision, and your opportunities. Real growth begins with believing in yourself. If you've been doubting your abilities, this month invites you to leave those doubts behind. Mercury also joins Jupiter, making this an excellent time for interviews, presentations, networking, public speaking, creative work, teaching, and sharing your ideas. People won't only notice your words, they'll notice your authenticity. At the same time, Saturn reminds you that lasting success is built with patience, preparation, and integrity. Dream boldly, but build wisely. The strongest foundations are created one thoughtful step at a time. Relationships. Relationships become warmer and more meaningful throughout August. After Venus enters Libra, communication becomes gentler, more open, and more understanding. If you're in a relationship, make time to celebrate each other instead of focusing only on daily responsibilities. Love grows through shared experiences, a spontaneous day together, a handwritten note, a meaningful conversation beneath the evening sky. Sometimes the simplest moments become the most unforgettable. If you're single, your natural warmth becomes especially magnetic. New connections may appear through travel, learning, creative events, or everyday conversations. But instead of asking who admires you the most, ask yourself something more important: who truly sees you? The strongest relationships are built on honesty, respect, and shared values. Personal growth. The greatest transformation this month isn't happening around you. It's happening within you. The solar eclipse asks one powerful question: who are you becoming? Not who you used to be, not who others expect you to become. Who are you today? You may realize you've been carrying expectations that no longer belong to you. This month gives you permission to let them go. You don't have to prove your worth, you simply have to live it. As Virgo season begins later in the month, inspiration naturally becomes action. Ideas become plans, dreams become daily habits, vision becomes reality. Health and well-being. Your energy receives a welcome boost throughout much of August. You may feel more motivated, optimistic, and inspired to care for yourself. This is an excellent time to build healthy routines that support both your body and your mind. Not because you're trying to become perfect, because you're choosing to honor yourself. After Mars enters Cancer, your emotional world may ask for more attention. Remember that you don't always have to be the strong one. You don't have to carry every responsibility alone. Rest isn't a reward for exhaustion. It's part of staying strong. Give yourself permission to slow down when you need to. Spiritual message. The lunar eclipse in Pisces encourages deep emotional healing. Old fears, painful memories, or the belief that you must handle everything alone may finally begin to soften. This eclipse reminds you that true courage isn't pretending to be invincible. True courage is allowing yourself to receive love, support, and understanding. Healing begins when you stop trying to control every outcome. Trust the process. Everything doesn't have to happen at once. Lucky opportunities. This month brings positive energy for career growth, leadership, creative projects, public speaking, meaningful relationships, financial progress, and friendships that inspire you to reach your full potential. Stay open to opportunities that push you beyond your comfort zone. Some of your greatest breakthroughs may arrive disguised as challenges. A gentle reminder. Your generous heart naturally wants to help everyone. But leadership doesn't mean carrying every burden by yourself. Allow others to contribute. Don't make decisions based on pride or the fear of disappointing people. And be careful not to overcommit. Your energy is one of your greatest gifts. Protect it. Closing message. Leo, your light was never meant to compete with anyone else's. The sun doesn't shine because it wants attention. It shines because that's simply its nature. Your greatest gift isn't being the loudest person in the room. It's inspiring others simply by being yourself. This month marks the beginning of an exciting new chapter. Walk into it with confidence. Lead with kindness. Speak with honesty. Create with joy. And remember, the brightest light isn't the one trying to be seen. It's the one that naturally helps everyone around it shine. Next, let's explore what August 2026 has in store for Virgo, where quiet beginnings lead to remarkable clarity, purpose, and lasting transformation. Virgo, if your sun, moon, or rising sign is Virgo, this message is for you. August begins quietly. At first, you may wonder if much is changing at all. The pace slows. Life asks a little less of you. But beneath the surface, something important is growing. As a Virgo, you naturally feel at your best when life is organized and moving toward a clear goal. This month reminds you that not every season is meant for constant action. Some seasons are meant for reflection, preparation, and quiet growth. Think of a gardener preparing the soil before planting new seeds. From the outside, very little seems to happen. Yet beneath the surface, everything is getting ready for new life. That's your energy this month. By the time the sun enters Virgo near the end of August, you'll feel a fresh sense of purpose. A new personal chapter quietly begins. Career and purpose. Professionally, August rewards careful preparation. While others may rush toward quick results, your greatest strength comes from patience and thoughtful planning. The solar eclipse in Leo shines a light on the most private part of your chart. Instead of pushing you into the spotlight, it encourages meaningful work behind the scenes. This is an excellent time to study, research, refine your ideas, finish unfinished projects, and prepare for opportunities that haven't fully appeared yet. Remember, unseen progress is still progress. If you've been questioning your career direction, don't force an answer. Notice what continues calling your attention. Your curiosity is quietly pointing you toward your future. As Mercury, your ruling planet, enters Virgo later in the month, your mind becomes sharper and more focused. Planning becomes easier. Details fall into place. Solutions appear where confusion once existed. Your confidence grows naturally because you're working from your own strengths. Relationships ask for gentleness this month. You naturally show love by helping others. You solve problems. You notice the little things. You quietly take care of the people you love. But August asks you an important question. When was the last time you allowed yourself to receive the same care? After Venus enters Libra, simple moments become deeply meaningful. Sharing breakfast, watching the sunset, taking a quiet walk together. Love isn't always found in grand gestures. Often, it's hidden inside ordinary moments shared with the right person. If you're in a relationship, choose appreciation over perfection. You don't need every answer. You simply need to keep choosing each other. If you're single, someone may be drawn to your calm intelligence, reliability, and quiet kindness. The heart often recognizes safety before it recognizes romance. Personal growth. One of your greatest lessons this month is letting go of impossible standards. Virgo is often associated with perfection, but your true purpose has never been perfection. It's growth. You may realize you've been expecting too much from yourself. Always productive, always prepared, always responsible, always helping everyone else. August gently reminds you to offer yourself the same compassion you so freely give others. Imagine speaking to yourself the way you'd encourage your closest friend. Everything begins to change from there. Self-compassion doesn't lower your standards. It creates the space where real growth becomes possible. Health and well-being. Your energy gradually returns as the month unfolds. The beginning of August encourages rest, reflection, and emotional renewal. Listen to your body's rhythm. As your birthday season begins, you may naturally feel inspired to improve your daily habits. Organize your environment, eat well, and reconnect with routines that truly support you. Remember, lasting health isn't built through one perfect decision. It's built through small choices made consistently. One healthy meal, one peaceful walk, one good night's sleep, one deep breath. Over time, these small habits create remarkable change. Mars also reminds you that supportive friendships and meaningful community are essential for your emotional well-being. Don't underestimate the healing power of feeling connected. Spiritual message. The lunar eclipse in Pisces brings important insights into your relationships. Some connections may grow stronger. Others may gently reach their natural conclusion. Neither outcome is a failure. Every meaningful relationship teaches us something. This eclipse encourages you to release the need to control every outcome. Sometimes love changes, sometimes distance creates wisdom, and sometimes letting go is the greatest act of compassion. Trust that what truly belongs in your life will never ask you to sacrifice your inner peace. Lucky opportunities. This month brings positive energy for career preparation, learning new skills, financial planning, improving your daily routines, meaningful relationships, creative work behind the scenes, and trusting your intuition. Pay attention to quiet opportunities. The smallest door may lead to the biggest transformation. A gentle reminder, don't confuse self-criticism with self-improvement. They are not the same. Growth happens through encouragement, not constant judgment. And remember that helping others doesn't mean carrying responsibilities that were never yours. Healthy boundaries protect both your energy and your relationships. Closing message. Virgo, your quiet strength has always been one of your greatest gifts. The world often celebrates what is loud and immediate, but lasting change is usually created by people who work with patience, care, and consistency. Like a river slowly shaping stone, your influence is gentle, steady, and enduring. As your season begins, step forward with confidence, not because you've become perfect, but because you've finally realized you never needed to be. Trust your wisdom, honor your own pace, and remember, some of life's most beautiful transformations happen so gradually that we only recognize them when we stop, look back, and realize just how far we've come. Next, let's discover what August 2026 has in store for Libra, where harmony, meaningful relationships, and a renewed sense of balance begin to unfold. Libra, if your sun, moon, or rising sign is Libra, this message is for you. August feels like the gentle return of balance after a season of change. For a while now, you've been trying to keep everything in harmony, supporting the people around you while managing your own responsibilities. You're naturally gifted at seeing every side of a situation. People often come to you for advice because you bring calm where others see conflict. But this month offers an important reminder. Your life isn't meant to revolve around keeping everyone else happy. It's time to include yourself in the balance you've been creating. Not from selfishness, from self. The more you care for your own well-being, the more fully you'll be able to support the people you love. Career and purpose. Professionally, August encourages you to think beyond your next task and focus on the future you're building. The solar eclipse in Leo shines a light on your friendships, professional network, long-term goals, and shared dreams. This part of your chart reminds you that success is rarely achieved alone. The people around you matter. The conversations you have matter. The community you choose matters. You may be invited to join a new project, collaborate with inspiring people, or become part of a group that truly reflects your values. Don't underestimate the power of one meaningful connection. Sometimes a single introduction changes everything. Mercury joins Jupiter later in the month, creating excellent energy for teamwork, networking, public speaking, brainstorming, and sharing ideas. Your natural diplomacy becomes one of your greatest strengths. You have a remarkable ability to bring people together. At the same time, Saturn asks you to look honestly at your partnerships. Are these relationships helping you grow? Or have you been compromising too much just to avoid conflict? Healthy cooperation should never require you to lose your own voice. Relationships. Relationships become one of the brightest parts of August. Your ruling planet, Venus, enters Libra, bringing warmth, confidence, beauty, and emotional harmony into your life. You may feel lighter, more open, more inspired, and more comfortable being yourself. If you're in a relationship, enjoy the simple moments together. A quiet evening, a shared meal, a walk with no destination. Often, these ordinary moments become the memories we treasure most. If you're single, this is one of the most supportive months of the year for meeting someone who truly shares your values. Instead of being impressed by appearances, notice how someone makes you feel. Do you feel calm, accepted, free to be yourself? Real love doesn't ask you to become someone different. It allows you to become more fully yourself. Personal growth. One of your greatest lessons this month is learning the difference between creating peace and pleasing people. As a Libra, you naturally avoid conflict. But sometimes staying silent comes at the expense of your own happiness. August reminds you that real harmony is built on honesty. Your opinions matter. Your needs matter. Your dreams deserve space too. The solar eclipse encourages you to imagine a future that reflects your own heart, not just other people's expectations. When you speak your truth with kindness, your relationships become stronger, not weaker. Health and well-being. This month invites you to create balance in practical ways. Pay attention to how you spend your time, how much rest you're getting, and how often you say yes when your heart is quietly asking for a pause. After Mars enters Cancer, your career may demand more of your attention. That ambition can be productive, but don't let success come at the cost of your well-being. Gentle exercise, time in nature, music, creative hobbies, quiet moments before your day begins. These aren't distractions. They're part of what keeps you balanced. Spiritual message. The lunar eclipse in Pisces shines a light on your daily routines, your health, and the way you care for yourself. Spiritual growth doesn't always arrive through dramatic experiences. Sometimes it begins with one simple question. How do I treat myself every day? The way you speak to yourself. The food you eat, the rest you allow yourself. The boundaries you create. These small choices become powerful acts of self. This eclipse encourages you to let go of habits that drain your energy and replace them with routines that truly nourish you. Remember, inner peace isn't something you find. It's something you practice. Lucky opportunities. This month brings positive energy for friendships, networking, teamwork, creative partnerships, romance, community involvement, artistic expression, and healthy habits that support your long-term future. Stay open to meeting new people. Sometimes the right community changes your life just as much as the right opportunity. A gentle reminder. Don't sacrifice your happiness just to keep temporary peace. Some conversations become healing precisely because they're honest, and don't feel obligated to say yes to every invitation. Protect your time. Balance isn't about doing everything. It's about choosing what matters most. Closing message. Libra, true harmony isn't the absence of challenges. It's living in alignment with your own values. Like a beautiful piece of music, life isn't meaningful because every note is the same. It's meaningful because every note has its place. This month invites you to trust your own rhythm, honor your own voice, and build relationships that celebrate authenticity instead of perfection. The peace you've been searching for has never depended entirely on the world around you. It begins within, and once you find that inner balance, everything else begins to fall into place. Next, let's explore what August 2026 has in store for Scorpio. Scorpio, if your sun, moon, or rising sign is Scorpio, this message is for you. August feels like the quiet moment before sunrise. The path ahead may not be fully visible yet, but something within you already knows that a new chapter is beginning. As a Scorpio, transformation is not unfamiliar to you. You understand that endings often become doorways to new beginnings. This month does not demand sudden or dramatic change. Instead, it encourages a quieter transformation, the kind that happens gradually, until one day you realize you have become stronger, wiser, and more at peace. Career and purpose. Your professional life becomes one of the main themes of August. The solar eclipse in Leo brings fresh energy to your career, ambitions, reputation, and long-term direction. You may feel ready to accept more responsibility. A professional opportunity may appear. A long-term goal may suddenly feel possible, or you may realize that your old definition of success no longer reflects who you are today. This eclipse is not asking you to chase recognition. It is asking you to create work that feels meaningful. Your greatest achievements will not come from trying to impress others. They will come from contributing something valuable. Mercury joins Jupiter in Leo, supporting interviews, leadership, presentations, teaching, networking, and important professional conversations. People are noticing your ideas, but they are also noticing your integrity. Speak honestly. Lead by example. Your quiet consistency may create a stronger reputation than loud ambition ever could. Saturn also encourages you to improve your daily work habits. Your future is not built only through major decisions. It is shaped by the routines you repeat every day. Relationships take on a softer and more reflective tone this month. As Venus enters Libra, you may think more deeply about past relationships and emotional experiences. This does not necessarily mean returning to the past. It may simply mean understanding it with greater compassion. Sometimes healing arrives long after a chapter has ended. If you are in a relationship, focus on emotional presence. You do not always need the perfect words. Your willingness to listen, share, and remain open matters far more. If you are single, allow new connections to develop naturally. Someone may enter your life through travel, education, spiritual interests, mutual friends, or shared experiences. There is no need to rush. The strongest relationships are often built slowly, through trust and emotional honesty. Personal growth. You carry tremendous inner strength, but strength does not mean handling everything alone. One of your greatest lessons this month is learning where control has become heavier than trust. Ask yourself gently, what am I trying to control? Because uncertainty feels uncomfortable. Sometimes we hold on to familiar situations even after we have outgrown them. The solar eclipse encourages you to become more visible, not by pretending to be someone else, by allowing your true self to be seen. A quieter kind of confidence is growing within you. It does not depend on praise or approval. It comes from knowing how much you have already survived. As Virgo season begins, friendships and supportive communities become increasingly important. Your next chapter may not be meant to be walked alone. Health and well-being. Mars in Cancer brings emotional strength and a desire to expand your world. You may feel inspired to travel, study, explore another culture, or deepen your spiritual understanding. Even without physical travel, books and meaningful conversations can take your mind somewhere new. This is also a powerful month for releasing emotional stress. Water may feel especially healing. Swimming, walking beside the sea, listening to rain, taking a long bath. Water helps emotions move instead of remaining trapped beneath the surface. Your body may carry feelings you have not yet expressed. Treat it gently. Spiritual message. The lunar eclipse in Pisces brings your attention back to joy, love, creativity, and playfulness. You may have learned to associate seriousness with strength. This eclipse reminds you that joy is also powerful. Laughter can heal. Creativity can restore you. Pleasure can reconnect you with life. Create something simply because it makes you happy. Paint, write, dance, cook, sing, or spend time beneath the stars. Not everything meaningful has to be difficult. Sometimes the most spiritual thing you can do is allow yourself to enjoy your own life. Lucky opportunities. August brings positive energy for career advancement, leadership, travel, education, creative projects, spiritual growth, supportive friendships, and conversations that change your perspective. Stay open to opportunities that stretch your comfort zone. Your next chapter may begin just beyond what feels familiar. A gentle reminder: protecting your heart does not require building walls around it. There is a difference between healthy boundaries and emotional isolation. Allow trusted people to know what you are truly feeling. You do not always have to appear strong. Your progress deserves to be celebrated. Closing message. Scorpio, transformation is not always dramatic. Sometimes it arrives like the changing of the seasons, quietly, patiently, almost invisibly, until one day you realize that you are seeing your life through completely different eyes. August invites you to trust your wisdom. Release what no longer belongs in your future, and welcome the possibilities waiting beyond the horizon. Like the phoenix, you are not being asked to become someone else. You are being invited to remember the strength that has always lived within you. Next, let us explore what August 2026 has in store for Sagittarius, where new horizons, fresh dreams, and exciting possibilities begin to unfold. Sagittarius. If your sun, moon, or rising sign is Sagittarius, this message is for you. August feels like the first glimpse of a distant horizon. Something within you is beginning to stir. A dream you once set aside. A place you have always wanted to explore. A question that refuses to leave your heart. Or simply the feeling that life is asking you to grow beyond what feels familiar. As the explorer of the Zodiac, you understand that the greatest journeys are not always measured by distance. They are measured by how deeply they change you. This month does not ask you to escape your life. It asks you to expand it, to remain curious, to question old assumptions, and to trust that every new experience has something meaningful to teach you. Career and purpose. Professionally, August encourages you to think bigger. The solar eclipse in Leo brings fresh energy to higher learning, travel, teaching, publishing, philosophy, and your long-term vision. This is familiar territory for Sagittarius. It is where your spirit naturally comes alive. You may feel inspired to study something new, pursue an advanced qualification, share your knowledge, or move forward with a dream that once felt too distant. Opportunities may appear through international work, education, legal matters, publishing, travel, or professional development. For others, the shift may happen within. A new perspective could completely change the way you see your career. Sometimes success does not require a different path. Sometimes it begins by seeing your current path differently. Mercury joins Jupiter in Leo, supporting interviews, presentations, writing, teaching, learning, and meaningful conversations. Your enthusiasm becomes one of your greatest strengths. People respond to your ideas because your optimism feels genuine. If you have been waiting to share your knowledge, launch a creative project, teach a class, write a book, or begin a podcast, this month brings encouraging momentum. Saturn also reminds you that big dreams need practical foundations. Inspiration opens the door. Consistency helps you walk through it. Relationships. Love takes on a broader meaning this month. August is not only asking who belongs in your life, it is asking who inspires you to grow. As Venus enters Libra, warmth flows into your friendships, social life, and shared dreams. Meaningful relationships develop through common interests, mutual respect, and conversations that leave you feeling uplifted. If you are in a relationship, this is a beautiful time to dream together. Talk about the future, plan a journey, create new goals, explore ideas that remind you why you chose one another. Love becomes stronger when two people continue growing side by side. If you are single, someone may enter your life through travel, education, community events, mutual friends, or shared passions. You may feel drawn to someone who expands your perspective, rather than simply agreeing with everything you believe. Stay open to unexpected encounters. Some of the most meaningful connections begin without a plan. Personal growth. One of August's greatest gifts is a new perspective. You naturally search for truth. You ask important questions and enjoy exploring new cultures, ideas, and ways of understanding life. This month deepens that journey. The solar eclipse encourages you to release beliefs that have become too small for the person you are becoming. Perhaps you have been telling yourself that you are not ready, that it is too late, or that someone else is more qualified. Ask yourself honestly, are these beliefs true, or have they simply become familiar? Growth often begins at the edge of certainty. The more curious you remain, the more possibilities life begins to reveal. As Virgo season begins, your dreams start asking for structure, not because they are becoming smaller, because they are becoming real. Health and well-being. Your energy feels lighter when you allow yourself room to explore. Routine can support you, but your spirit also needs inspiration. Walk somewhere new. Read a book that changes your perspective. Try a different hobby. Learn a language. Spend time beneath an open sky. These experiences can nourish your emotional well-being just as much as rest supports your body. As Mars enters Cancer, deeper emotions may ask for your attention. Old fears, insecurities, or unresolved feelings could begin to rise. Do not rush past them. Sometimes the greatest freedom comes from facing what you have spent years avoiding. Healing is not the opposite of adventure. It is part of the journey. Spiritual message. The lunar eclipse in Pisces brings your attention to home, family, emotional security, and your sense of belonging. For someone who naturally looks toward distant horizons, this eclipse reminds you to honor your roots as well. Adventure and stability are not opposites. They strengthen one another. No matter how far you travel, it is important to know where your heart feels safe. This may be a powerful time to heal a family relationship, release an old emotional pattern, or create a home that reflects the peace you are seeking within yourself. Sometimes the greatest journey is not toward a distant destination. It is the journey back to yourself. Lucky opportunities. August brings positive energy for travel, education, teaching, publishing, international connections, professional development, inspiring friendships, creative projects, and meaningful family conversations. Stay open to experiences that broaden your understanding. Every new perspective becomes part of your own wisdom. A gentle reminder, your optimism is one of your greatest strengths, but enthusiasm can sometimes move faster than preparation. Before making a major commitment, take time to consider the practical details, and do not become so focused on your next destination that you forget to appreciate where you are now. Life is not only waiting in the future, it is happening in this moment too. Closing message. Sagittarius, life is an endless journey of discovery, not because the destination keeps changing, but because you do. Every conversation, every challenge, every place you visit, every person you meet, each experience leaves something behind within you. August invites you to keep your heart open, trust your curiosity, and welcome both adventure and stillness with equal gratitude. The horizon ahead is wider than you realize. You do not need every answer before moving forward. You only need enough courage to take the next step, because every extraordinary journey begins in the same way, with one small step into the unknown. Next, let us explore what August 2026 has in store for Capricorn, where deep transformation, renewed strength, and the courage to release the past begin to shape a powerful new chapter. Capricorn, if your sun, moon, or rising sign is Capricorn, this message is for you. August feels less like climbing another mountain and more like reaching a quiet place where you can finally pause and see how far you've come. As a Capricorn, you're known for determination, discipline, and resilience. You understand that meaningful success takes time. You're willing to do the work, even when no one notices. But this month asks a different question. What happens after you reach the goal? Do you immediately begin climbing the next mountain? Or do you allow yourself to enjoy the view? August reminds you that life isn't measured only by achievements. It's also measured by peaceful moments, genuine relationships, and knowing that your efforts reflect what truly matters. This month invites you to expand your definition of success. Career and purpose. Your professional life enters a period of quiet transformation. The solar eclipse in Leo shines a light on shared resources, investments, long-term commitments, trust, and personal growth. For Capricorn, this change often begins beneath the surface. You may reorganize your finances, strengthen an important partnership, pay off an old obligation, or prepare for a professional opportunity that brings greater responsibility. This isn't a month for rushed decisions. It's a month for wise ones. Mercury joins Jupiter, supporting contracts, business partnerships, financial planning, research, and long-term strategy. Someone's advice may help you recognize an opportunity you hadn't considered. Remain open to collaboration. You don't have to build everything alone. Some of your greatest achievements may come through working with people whose strengths complement your own. Meanwhile, Saturn, your ruling planet, continues its retrograde, encouraging you to strengthen the foundations of both your career and your personal life. If progress feels slower than expected, don't mistake it for failure. Sometimes life slows us down because it's helping us build something that will last. Relationships. Relationships become more honest this month. Not because conflict is increasing, but because you're becoming more willing to let others see the parts of yourself you usually keep hidden. You often carry responsibility for everyone around you. You're the dependable one, the steady one, the person people rely on. August gently reminds you that even the strongest people need support. As Venus enters Libra, your work and personal life begin seeking a healthier balance. If you're in a relationship, this is a wonderful time to talk about shared dreams, future plans, and the life you're building together. Not every conversation has to solve a problem. Sometimes it simply reminds you why you're walking the same path. If you're single, someone may be drawn to your quiet confidence, emotional maturity, and integrity. Allow trust to grow naturally. The strongest relationships are often built slowly. Personal growth. One of your greatest lessons this month is realizing that vulnerability and strength can exist together. For much of your life, you may have felt responsible for holding everything together. But carrying every burden isn't the same as carrying wisdom. Sometimes wisdom means allowing someone else to help. The solar eclipse encourages you to release old beliefs about independence. Trusting others doesn't weaken your strength. It expands it. Old fears may also rise to the surface. Fear of failure, fear of disappointment, fear of losing control. Instead of pushing them away, become curious. What are these fears trying to teach you? Very often, fear points toward the place where growth is waiting. As Virgo season begins, your world naturally begins to expand. Learning, travel, teaching, or new ideas may renew your sense of purpose. Health and well-being. Your energy benefits from steady routines this month. You naturally work harder than most people. But August reminds you that endurance isn't created through constant effort. It's created through balance. After Mars enters Cancer, your relationships may have a stronger influence on your emotional energy. Supportive people will leave you feeling stronger. Draining relationships may feel heavier than usual. Choose your company carefully. This is also an excellent month to care for your posture, bones, joints, and overall physical resilience. Gentle movement practiced consistently will serve you better than pushing yourself too hard. Remember, rest is part of discipline, not the opposite of it. Spiritual message. The lunar eclipse in Pisces brings fresh insight through learning, communication, and new perspectives. A conversation may change the way you see your future. A book may answer a question you've carried for years, or you may simply realize that your own wisdom has grown more than you expected. This eclipse encourages you to release limiting beliefs about what you're capable of becoming. You don't have to keep telling yourself the same story forever. You're allowed to outgrow old versions of yourself. Growth doesn't erase your past. It honors it. Lucky opportunities. This month brings positive energy for financial planning, business partnerships, professional recognition, education, travel, meaningful conversations, and deep personal transformation. Some opportunities may arrive quietly rather than dramatically. Pay attention. One small decision could shape the months ahead. A gentle reminder: don't measure your worth only by your productivity. You are valuable because of who you are, not only because of what you accomplish. and don't carry responsibilities that were never yours to begin with. This month encourages you to replace pressure with purpose. There is a meaningful difference between the two. Closing message. Capricorn, true success isn't found only at the top of the mountain. Sometimes it's found in the quiet moments along the climb. The conversations that strengthen your heart. The friendships that remind you you're not alone. The evenings when you realize you've built a life that truly reflects your values. Like a mountain shaped over countless years, your greatest strength has never been speed. It's perseverance, patience, and integrity. Trust those qualities. Release what no longer belongs in your future. And remember, the strongest foundations are built one thoughtful stone at a time. Every step you've taken has prepared you for the chapter that is now beginning. Next, let's discover what August 2026 has in store for Aquarius, where relationships, fresh perspectives, and exciting new possibilities take center stage. Aquarius, if your sun, moon, or rising sign is Aquarius, this message is for you. August feels like standing where the past and future meet. Few signs understand change as naturally as you do. You are often the one imagining what comes next, questioning old systems, exploring new ideas, and believing that a better future is always possible. But this month asks you to do something different. Instead of looking only toward tomorrow, it invites you to notice the people walking beside you today, because even the brightest vision becomes more meaningful when it is shared. August reminds you that independence and connection are not opposites. Together, they can take you much farther than either one could alone. Career and purpose. Professionally, August highlights the power of collaboration. The solar eclipse in Leo brings important new beginnings through partnerships, agreements, clients, mentors, and professional relationships. For Aquarius, this may feel like a meaningful shift. You naturally value freedom and independence, but some opportunities can only appear when two people decide to move in the same direction. A business partnership may begin. A mentor may offer guidance. A colleague may introduce you to an opportunity you could not have reached alone. Or an existing collaboration may grow into something more important. Stay open to conversations that challenge your perspective. Not every opportunity begins with certainty. Sometimes it begins with one simple question. Mercury joins Jupiter in Leo, supporting negotiations, interviews, contracts, teamwork, and creative problem solving. If an important conversation has been delayed, this period may help you move it forward. Listen as carefully as you speak. Some of the most valuable ideas may come from someone whose experiences are very different from your own. Meanwhile, Pluto continues its long journey through Aquarius, transforming your identity from the inside out. You are gradually learning that authenticity carries more power than trying to meet expectations that never truly belonged to you. Relationships. Relationships become the heart of your month. Whether you are single, committed, or somewhere in between, August asks for depth rather than surface-level connection. The solar eclipse brings powerful new energy to one-to-one relationships. Some Aquarians may begin a new partnership, others may strengthen an existing one, and some may realize that a relationship has completed its purpose. Whatever happens, honesty becomes essential. Love grows where truth feels safe. As Venus enters Libra, relationships become more curious, adventurous, and open-minded. This is a beautiful time to travel together, learn something new, visit inspiring places, or explore ideas that help you understand one another more deeply. If you are single, someone may enter your life who expands your perspective. They may come from a different culture, background, or way of thinking. The strongest relationships do not ask you to become smaller. They encourage you to become more fully yourself. Personal growth. You are naturally drawn toward innovation, toward what is new, what is possible, and what has not yet been imagined. This month asks you to bring that same spirit into your personal life. What habits are ready to change? What old stories no longer reflect who you are today? Perhaps you have believed that you must solve every problem alone, or that receiving support somehow limits your independence. August reminds you that asking for help does not weaken you. It allows your strength to grow. As Virgo season begins, your attention shifts toward emotional honesty, shared responsibilities, and deeper transformation. You may begin simplifying your life, Not because you are losing something, because you are making space for what matters most. Sometimes growth is not about adding more. It is about caring less. Health and well-being. August encourages practical and sustainable self-care. As Mars enters Cancer, your daily routines, work environment, and physical well-being become more important. You may feel motivated to improve your schedule, organize your space, prepare healthier meals, or create habits that support your long-term health. Consistency matters more than intensity. One peaceful morning routine repeated over time may create more change than one dramatic burst of motivation. Also, pay attention to mental fatigue. Your mind is constantly observing, questioning, imagining, and solving. That brilliance also needs silence. Give yourself time away from endless information and constant notifications. You do not have to understand everything happening in the world. Silence is not empty. It is often where your clearest ideas begin. Spiritual message. The lunar eclipse in Pisces brings your attention to self-worth, abundance, and what you truly value. This is not only about money. It is about recognizing the richness already present in your life. You may begin to appreciate talents you once overlooked, or understand that your greatest gifts never depended on external recognition. Ask yourself one honest question. What do I value most deeply? The answer may be simpler than expected. Peace, freedom, authenticity, meaningful connection, a life that feels true. Once you understand what matters most, your decisions become much clearer. Lucky opportunities. August brings positive energy for partnerships, meaningful relationships, travel, education, financial planning, healthier routines, and collaborations built on shared values. Remain open to people who think differently from you. Sometimes the conversation that changes your life begins with someone you never expected to meet. A gentle reminder. Do not become so focused on the future that you miss the beauty of the present. Your vision is one of your greatest gifts. But even vision needs grounding. And remember that emotional vulnerability is not the opposite of wisdom. It often becomes its foundation. Allow trusted people to see the real you. Not only the capable version, but the hopeful, uncertain, beautifully human version too. Connection begins where perfection ends. Closing message. Aquarius, the future you dream about is not created through one extraordinary moment. It is created through hundreds of ordinary choices made with courage, intention, and heart. Like the night sky, your life is filled with countless stars. Some shine brightly, others remain hidden until the darkness becomes deep enough to reveal them. Trust your unique vision, honor your individuality, and never underestimate the quiet influence your authenticity has on the people around you. You do not have to become someone else to change the world. You only have to become more fully yourself. And perhaps that is the most extraordinary journey of all. Next, let us complete our journey through the zodiac with Pisces, where August 2026 brings emotional healing, renewed inspiration, and a powerful new chapter of personal transformation. Pisces, if your sun, moon, or rising sign is Pisces, this message is for you. August feels like a gentle wave returning to the shore. The energy of this month feels familiar. It invites you inward, not to escape the world, but to reconnect with the quiet wisdom that has always lived within you. Pisces is often called the dreamer of the zodiac, but your greatest gift is not simply imagination. It is your ability to sense what cannot always be explained. You notice the emotions beneath conversations, the meaning inside silence, and the beauty hidden in ordinary moments. August encourages you to trust these gifts, but it also reminds you that intuition becomes most powerful when it is supported by action. Dreams are precious, yet they become life-changing when you begin bringing them into reality. This month helps you build that bridge. Career and purpose. Professionally, August encourages a healthier balance between service and self-care. The solar eclipse in Leo brings fresh energy to your work, daily routines, well-being, and the habits shaping your everyday life. Rather than creating an overnight career change, this eclipse asks one important question. Does the way you spend your days support the life you want to create? Transformation does not always begin with an extraordinary opportunity. Often, it begins with an ordinary choice. A calmer morning, a clearer schedule, a healthier boundary, a decision to protect your energy. If you have been feeling overwhelmed, this month helps you reorganize your work in a more sustainable way. You do not have to do everything. You only need to focus on what truly matters. Mercury joins Jupiter, supporting teamwork, professional communication, client relationships, and creative solutions to practical challenges. People may begin noticing not only your compassion, but also your reliability. Consistency often speaks more loudly than urgency. As Virgo season begins, partnerships become increasingly important. Someone may offer guidance, collaboration, or encouragement at exactly the right moment. Remain open to support. You do not have to carry every responsibility alone. Relationships become one of the most meaningful parts of August. As Venus enters Libra, emotional honesty, trust, and deeper intimacy become more important. This is not about dramatic romance. It is about genuine connection. If you are in a relationship, move beyond assumptions. Share what you are feeling, express your appreciation. Talk about your hopes, not only your responsibilities. One heartfelt conversation may create more closeness than months of routine. If you are single, someone may enter your life who values emotional depth as much as you do. Allow the connection to unfold naturally. Some of the strongest relationships begin quietly. Pay attention to how you feel after spending time with someone. Do you feel lighter, more peaceful, more like yourself? Those feelings often reveal more than appearances ever could. Personal growth. You give generously to others. Your compassion helps people feel understood during difficult moments. But August asks whether you have been offering yourself that same kindness. You may have questioned your abilities, compared your journey with someone else's, or wondered whether you are moving quickly enough. This month reminds you that every person has a different rhythm. Flowers do not all bloom at the same time. Stars do not all appear together. Nature never compares itself. Neither should you. You may begin recognizing strengths you once overlooked because they came naturally to you. Your empathy, your creativity, your resilience, your intuition. These are not small qualities. They are gifts worthy of respect. Health and well-being. Your physical and emotional health need special attention this month. The solar eclipse encourages better routines, while Mars in Cancer brings fresh creative energy and a stronger desire for self. Reconnect with activities that nourish both your body and your spirit. Music, painting, writing, photography, cooking, meditation, gardening, time near water. For Pisces, creativity is often more than a hobby. It is a pathway back to balance. Pay attention to your sleep, your emotional boundaries, and the environments where you spend your time. Your sensitivity is one of your greatest gifts. Protect it with the same care you give to everyone else. Spiritual message. The most important moment of the month arrives with the lunar eclipse in Pisces. Because this eclipse takes place in your own sign, its message is deeply personal. Something in your life may be reaching completion. An old identity, a belief you have outgrown, a chapter that has fulfilled its purpose. This may feel less like an ending and more like an awakening. You may suddenly recognize how much you have changed. The person you once were and the person you are becoming are no longer the same. Honor that transformation. Growth does not require you to reject your past. It asks you to carry its wisdom without continuing to carry its weight. This eclipse also brings a powerful message of self-acceptance. You do not have to become someone else before you deserve love. You are already worthy, exactly as you are. Lucky opportunities. August brings positive energy for healthier work routines, creative projects, meaningful partnerships, artistic expression, spiritual growth, emotional healing, and releasing habits that no longer support you. Stay open to quiet opportunities. Some blessings do not arrive with a loud announcement. They arrive as a peaceful feeling that you are finally moving in the right direction. A gentle reminder, your compassionate heart naturally wants to help everyone. But empathy without boundaries eventually becomes exhaustion. Protect your energy. Allow yourself to rest. And do not feel guilty for saying no when you genuinely need space. Also, do not let uncertainty delay important decisions forever. Trust your intuition. It has guided you through many chapters already. It will continue guiding you now. Closing message. Pisces, Endings are rarely the end of the story. They are often quiet invitations to begin again with greater wisdom. Like the ocean, your life moves in tides. There are moments of expansion, moments of reflection, moments of release, and moments when everything begins flowing in a new direction. August asks you to trust that rhythm. Stop resisting the currents gently carrying you toward your next chapter. You do not need to know every detail of the road ahead. You only need enough light to take the next step. Because even on the darkest night, the stars never stop shining, and neither does your inner light. Walk into September with hope. Carry your wisdom with grace. And remember, some of life's most beautiful transformations begin quietly, long before the world can see them. Now, let us bring our journey through August 2026 to a close with one final message for every sign. Final message. As we reach the end of our journey through the skies of August 2026, take a moment to pause. Take a slow breath. Notice where you are right now. Not where you hoped you would be. Not where you think you should be. Simply where you are. We often spend so much time looking toward the next goal that we forget to recognize how much we have already grown. But growth is not always loud. It does not always arrive through dramatic breakthroughs or life-changing announcements. More often, it appears quietly, in a conversation that changes the way we think, in a boundary we finally choose to honor, in the moment we forgive ourselves, in the courage to begin again after disappointment, and in the decision to keep moving forward, even when the path is not completely clear. That is one of the greatest gifts of August. This month reminds us that transformation does not always ask us to become someone new. Sometimes it asks us to return to the person we were always meant to be. Throughout August, the sky carries a powerful message. The solar eclipse in Leo encourages us to live with greater authenticity. It reminds us that our gifts were never meant to remain hidden. The lunar eclipse in Pisces invites us to release what has completed its purpose: old fears, old identities, old expectations, not because they were mistakes, but because we have grown beyond them. Jupiter inspires hope, creativity, and the courage to dream bigger. Saturn reminds us that lasting success is built patiently, one choice at a time. Uranus asks us to stay curious as life continues to surprise us. Neptune encourages imagination, intuition, and discernment. And Pluto continues its deep work of transforming the way we understand ourselves and the world around us. Together, these planets tell a story about becoming, not becoming perfect, becoming authentic. No matter what your zodiac sign is, remember this: astrology is not about predicting every moment of the future. It is not meant to remove all uncertainty. Instead, it gives us a language for understanding life's natural rhythms. The seasons change. The tides rise and fall. The moon moves through its endless cycles. And we continue growing too. Some months encourage action. Others invite reflection. Both are necessary. Every season has a purpose. If August asks you to move forward, move with courage. If it asks you to slow down, rest without guilt. If it asks you to let go, trust that new space is being created. And if it asks you to begin again, remember that every sunrise begins with darkness slowly giving way to light. Before we say goodbye, I want to leave you with one final thought. The stars may inspire us. The planets may reflect the cycles moving through our lives, but they never take away our ability to choose. Every day, we decide how we respond. We decide whether fear or hope will guide our next step, whether resentment or forgiveness will shape our hearts, whether we continue repeating old patterns or begin creating new ones. The sky may show us the weather, but we are the ones who choose how to walk through it. And perhaps that is one of the most empowering messages astrology can offer. If this journey through the stars brought you comfort, clarity, or inspiration, I would love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments, what is your zodiac sign? And which part of this month's message resonated with you most? Your stories help create a beautiful community where we can learn from one another, encourage one another, and remember that none of us is walking this journey alone. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Subscribe to Message from the Sky for more astrology, cosmic guidance, and meaningful reflections on the movements of the planets. And share this video with someone who may need a little hope or encouragement this month. Sometimes one thoughtful message arrives at exactly the right moment. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for your kindness, for your curiosity, and for allowing me to be part of your journey. Wherever August leads you, may you meet each experience with courage. May you welcome change with wisdom. May you celebrate joy without hesitation. And may you remember that even during life's quietest seasons, something beautiful may still be unfolding beneath the surface. Until next time, may the stars illuminate your path, and may you always find the light hidden within the sky.